55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm John.
I'm Nancy.
And we are
J&N Travels.
Thank you for rejoining us.
Yeah, thank you.
We've only had, this is our second live. We returned from Florida, from snowbirding, and had the live, just kind of summarizing that.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard about our adventures down south.
Yeah, we were there 4 months this year.
And we, now we're back, and each time we come back from snowbirding, we try and come up with kind of a little different twist on our lives. So we're going to go now with Wednesday afternoons at 12:15. We're going to try and do a 30 to 45-minute live on Offbeat Travel News. You can find regular travel news everywhere. So we're going to try and do a little bit of Offbeat Travel News. And then on every other Sunday, we will be joining Tanisha again.
Yeah.
Where she will be doing her segment, and then we'll have trivia games afterwards.
Yep.
So that's what we're up to. Hope you're doing well out there. I guess that's it, right, Nancy? We could just jump right into the news.
Sure.
Oh, Jimmy likes the hat. Thank you.
Oh.
There's actually
There's a story behind that hat.
There was a 3-day bachelor party at a resort.
Yes.
And they started drinking every morning at 11, and about midday at the pool, they all had these hats on. So I started soliciting for one of them, and I finally got the groom, who was so drunk that he gave me his hat.
And never asked for it back.
He wants to know if you broke anything, Jimmy. He wants to know if you broke anything when you were down there.
Oh, no. I did pull a muscle, though.
There's always something, Jimmy.
I did pull an abdominal muscle, but other than that, I didn't break anything.
And I'm very curious to hear about your adventure down south. You had some goals in mind this past winter, and we haven't talked since. So it'd be nice to catch up on all that stuff. All right, Nancy. So why don't we jump into our offbeat news?
Okay.
Now, I assume this is a tough time for people to see it. Most people will be watching in replay.
Mm-hmm.
So for you replay people, thanks for coming in.
Mm-hmm.
He's glad you came out unscathed.
Yes. Yes, that was really a bad injury last year.
All right. So the title of this segment every Wednesday is Offbeat Travel News in Under 45 Minutes. And today's first story is Cruise Line adds new luggage service. Okay. So
Yeah.
Cruise Line's adding some new luggage service called Lost Luggage Concierge that will give your luggage. So they're supposed to find your luggage within 48 hours is what this does if it's lost. Costa Cruises is one of the 9 cruise lines from the Carnival Corporation that's partnered with SOS Travel.
SOS.
Which is one of the world's leading baggage tracing companies. Even though there's a company that's specialized in that.
Should be SOL, Save Our Luggage.
That's true. If your luggage is lost when flying at the port, SOS Travel will take all the necessary operations to get your bags within 48 hours. If you do not receive your bags within 48 hours, they will start paying you for each additional day of the delayed delivery. So see how that works out. Huh? This new service will be free of charge for all fly and cruise passengers that travel from Europe between May and November 2024. So this is from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll put this in the U.S.
Yeah.
And for guests who purchase flights on their own, they will still be able to add on this option, but you'll have to purchase it separate.
You know, the first cruise I took when I was 27, I had my dress clothes in my garment bag. We had a lovely cruise, and they lost my garment bag.
Really?
Yeah, so I was a little disappointed because I paid a little bit of money for those dresses. So I was hoping to get it back.
Yeah.
And luckily, within 2 days, they delivered it. Yeah, so I was very fortunate to get it back because I was worried about them because they were kind of expensive dresses.
Juma, thank you for coming in. It's nice to see you. And James Cantonese. I saw
Yeah.
him on someone's video the other
Yeah,
day.
the what do you call it? He went to Helen, so that's where you
Right.
saw him.
No, something else I thought. But it might have been that too. I think
Hi,
you are right.
Nijuma,
Yeah.
and hi, James.
What we're going to do is just toss a rebus in at the beginning of each video show after the first video segment, and at the end we'll give the answers. So this is the first rebus. We're not going to keep them up for long, but we'll put them up after every couple segments. All right, Nancy, what is your first news story today?
All right, I got to put my glasses on for this one. Okay, this is interesting. Flight attendants accused of smuggling drug money. Ooh. You know, you would think that flight attendants of all people would know that smuggling money into a foreign country isn't a smart idea. Apparently not. 4 flight attendants have been accused of smuggling millions of dollars of drug money out of New York City to the Dominican Republic. They allegedly did it by taking advantage of this situation. The flight attendants were each considered a known crew member at John F. Kennedy International Airport, meaning they could pass through security and bypass the X-ray machine. Therefore, large amounts of money goes undetected. Charlie Hernandez, 42, Sarah Valero Pujo, 24, Emmanuel Torres, 34, and Joel Fabio, 35, were all arrested. They are accused of smuggling about $8 million in total. The flight attendants smuggled millions of dollars of drug money and law enforcement funds that they thought was drug money from the United States to the Dominican Republic over many years by abusing their privileges as airline employees. At one point, 2 of the accused were given more than $182,000 as part of a sting operation. At least 2 of the defendants worked for Delta Airlines. It's not the first time an airline of airport workers has been accused of drug-related crimes.
You hear about this. You do hear about this a lot. So you wonder why they don't scrutinize, why they get the free right to bring it off pilots, and they should kind of be scrutinized just like every other passenger, right? Okay, this next one.
That's just as bad as healthcare workers causing harm to patients.
Right.
You know, it really is. And I read about that recently in the news about a nurse who was drugging patients unnecessarily.
Yep. All right. Like Jimmy said here, I appreciate that, Jimmy. If you're new to this, please like us, subscribe to us, and put the bell on so you'll know when we pop up with these different events. The next one is truly an offbeat story. Okay, as far as I mean, the others are out of the norm. You're not going to see them on traditional news, but this one's really off. Cruise passengers shamed for bad poolside behavior. Okay, with the mega cruise lines able to hold up to 7,600 passengers at once, it's simply inevitable that some personalities will clash. In a forum dedicated to venting about rude, demanding, entitled, memorable, or just plain odd passenger, commenters have noticed particularly high number of cruise ship Karens hanging out by the pool. One anonymous poster shared that he and his wife decided to stay on the ship during. Actually, I'm not sure if I even put that picture up there. Okay.
Oh.
He and his wife decided to stay on the ship during the pool call, which is a great idea to use the pool, right?
Yeah. With
fewer guests on board, they were able to take advantage of the premium lounges that were partially submerged in the shallow pool water. It was another. I don't know how far you can see in this picture, but these white things are the pool lounges that are half in the water.
Yeah.
So they're always taken. Okay. So they figured they'd stay on and be able to use them for a day, right? So it was a peaceful day. He got up. The guy who wrote this got up and decided to go to the little boys' room. He and his wife. Okay. So he left his wife in the chair and he left all his stuff on the chair. Okay.
So you know it was taken.
Right. So you know it was taken.
Stuff. Yeah.
Another lady saw this and used it as an opportunity to swoop in and claim the spot for herself.
What'd she do? Just move all the stuff off his chair?
Just moved in there. His quote, "I got to use the bathroom, lady, and the lady jumped on my lounger and declared that I had left. All my stuff was sitting there with my wife. I was maybe 10 feet away and came back to let her know I would be returning after I went to the bathroom.
Oh,
You would have
geez.
thought I stole her puppy or something,
Oh,
loudly complaining how it wasn't fair, saying
oh my
that we had
goodness.
been there all day, blah 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 blah, wrote the poster. The couple ended up staying as long as they possibly could, even beyond the length of time they intended to stay, just to listen to her complain. Apparently, these pool lodges are extremely in high demand. Now,
Wow.
this is another one that
Yeah.
this even beats the first one. As one witnessed, an intoxicated woman urinate in her chair instead of getting up to use the bathroom
Oh, come
because she didn't want to
on.
risk losing her spot.
That's
I heard a person
disgusting.
calling for the staff, and when I looked over, I realized why. One drunk woman apparently didn't want to get up and risk losing her chair, so she decided to just lay there and urinate through her bathing suit in the chair.
Oh,
And the
no.
puddle was making its way to the pool,
Oh,
wrote
no.
another user. Luckily, cruise members saw what was happening and were able to intervene. They cleaned up the mess, and after a struggle, had the woman removed by security.
That's unbelievable. I'll tell you.
Isn't that
That's
incredible?
incredible.
Okay. Carnival
She
Cruise Line has
she could
outfitted
have
their ships.
she could have brought a little ladies urinal
Yeah,
with
that's
her.
Jimmy says Carnival has outfitted theirs with the Starlight technology. That's a real good internet now.
Oh,
I think
okay.
all the ships at some point
Yeah,
are going to have that.
that's good.
All right, Nancy, and you next
Okay.
one. Okay, first we'll remind you that's the Rebus. If you know the answer,
Oh,
throw it
yeah.
in the chat
I think
or
I know
save it
the
to the
answer to
end.
that one.
Okay, your next one, Nance.
Oh, okay. Desert of Maine. The Desert of Maine is a quirky adventure, 27,000 years in the making. The 20 acres of the mysterious coastal desert in the middle of Maine have been a beloved tourist attraction for 100 years. But throughout history, this chunk of land in Freeport, Maine has been inhabited by woolly mammoths, the Wapanaki people, and in the 1800s, a family who worked in the land as a farm. Um, Farmer Tuttle, who owned the property, noticed odd sand patches in his fields, but chalked it up to the grazing sheep, not realizing he was a proprietor of a geographical anomaly. Eventually, the sand took over, and he and his family abandoned the property, house, and barn. Today's visitors can explore its original farmhouse, hike its mysterious landscape, play mini golf, and dabble in its unusual history. Scientists have since traced the mysterious sand back to the glaciers of long ago. Sand was created by shifting ice sheets in an area without trees blocking the wind. After the glaciers melted, moss grew and eventually small plants and trees. This growth, over the course of millennia, redefined the landscape. Later, when the Tuttles farmed the delicate land, it caused more erosion and desert like conditions. Word spread during Prohibition as road trips became popular. Desert of Maine became one of the nation's easy roadside attractions, one you can still visit today. Visitors to the strange desert can ride an 1800s style train trolley or take selfies near the 1920s Ford Model T. Although the Tuttle family home burnt down, guests can tour an exact replica, which is now a living history museum. Restoration is underway on a natural spring water gazebo buried under a whopping 25 feet of sand during World War II. The site also features a hiking trail through the desert forest, mini golf, a gift shop, and an old school snack bar, serving up grilled hot dogs, kettle corn, and nostalgic penny candy.
Yeah, this
That's
is
really
weird, but
cool.
Jimmy, you ever been here? We this is probably not. I mean, it's far, it's probably 3 hour drive or
Yeah,
something
three
for us,
hours
but
for
still,
us. Yeah.
Maine. We've been there so many times.
Yeah.
I've heard of this place.
Yeah.
I remember a couple times we almost camped up there. That would be a fascinating thing to visit. I'm surprised we've never done that, living
Yeah, I
so
didn't
close.
read about a charge. Do you know if there's
Oh,
a
I don't know.
charge to
There's
that?
got to be,
Yeah,
but that would be fascinating seeing
that
something
would
like
be
that.
fascinating.
I'm
It's
not
really.
sure. I'm not sure why we have never done that.
Hmm.
Okay, we move on to our next cruise story, which is. Well, that's another picture of the train. They have this train ride. That's the train ride you
Yeah, I
mentioned.
read
Okay.
about the train trolley
Yeah.
ride. Yeah.
So the first one is the desert
Yeah.
itself, and then
I'd be
the train
curious
ride.
what they charge to, take that.
Jimmy says he's been to many times to come, but he's never been to. I know. I wonder why he's not. And you camp too, because I
Yeah, he
remember when we
camps.
first did it, we're going to camp there,
Yeah,
and we didn't. So that might be an interesting area to take a look at
yeah.
since you're still camping. All right, our next news story. Carnival Cruise Line celebrates military women during inaugural Fleet Week, okay? In commemoration of its inaugural Fleet Week festivities in Miami, Carnival Cruise Line expressed its support and gratitude by hosting over 150 female military members aboard the Carnival Conquest. The Carnival Conquest cruise director led the acknowledgement of the various military branches, with individual members of each branch receiving a commemorative challenge coin from Carnival. Special recognition was also given to military teams involved in the sea rescues. Carnival Cruise Lines carry more active military members and veterans than any other cruise line. Christine Duffy, president of Carnival Cruise Lines, stated, "We want all members of the military to know that we greatly appreciate their service and sacrifice. Fleet Week is an annual tradition celebrating the contributions of the brave men and women who constitute the armed forces. Carnival demonstrates its appreciation for the military aboard every sailing with a military appreciation gathering. And in 2023 alone, Carnival hosted over 1,500 military gatherings attended by tens of thousands of guests across the fleet." Now, we saw a very nice one on Royal Caribbean.
We did. It was
Really
that was
nice.
Royal. That's right. That
What
was
would they
really
say?
nice.
Yeah, Royal.
Yeah, we did see it on Royal. That was beautiful.
Do we ever see the one on Carnival? I know that I think that was held in the auditorium. That's probably why we didn't see it.
I don't recall. I do remember the one on Royal because that was really cool how they came down from the ceiling with that that bar that goes up and down.
Right.
That was really cool.
Hey, thanks for coming in, Tanisha.
Hi, Tanisha.
Tanisha will be joining us, as I stated earlier, on Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Looking
Come
forward
and see
to
her
it.
do her national days.
Yep.
It's been, what, 4 or 5 months since we talked to Tanisha.
I know.
That's right. Okay. So our next story, Nance. Well, first there's a rebus. Throw it up there for a couple seconds, and we'll give the answer to that till the end. At the end. Okay, Nance. So your next story is.
Okay, Disney shares new details. Reservation open date for Island Tower of Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows. Disney Vacation Club's new Island Tower, located at Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows as Walt Disney World Resorts, will be available to book on June 4th, ahead of its December opening later this year. Island Tower is a waterfront retreat inspired by the South Pacific's island and will offer room configurations suitable for 2 to 9 guests. So that's a good amount.
Yeah, we said the bigger families involved.
The hotels offer 1 and 2 bedroom villas, 2 bedroom penthouse villas, duo studios, and deluxe studio accommodation options. Disney Vacation Club members can enjoy booking their stays at the new tower beginning June 4th, while annual pass holders can book their stays that day after on June 5th. That's good. They got a day after. The Island Tower is 10 stories tall and offers Polynesian-inspired artwork and design throughout the public spaces and rooms. Walt Disney Imagineering used recycled fish nets to create sculptures and living moss to create enchanting chandeliers, welcoming travelers to immerse themselves in Disney creativity. Aligned with Disney's 2030 environmental goal, the Island Tower will use 30% less energy than a typical resort and was constructed using prefab techniques to minimize construction waste.
Now, this is a place, I don't love it because it's so tall. It's different than the atmosphere. We went to the Poly. We always resort hop, remember? And we went there several times.
Yeah, we love the Poly.
And they're building this. It's still in the real early stages.
Yeah.
But they're building this. It's next to it. Kind of looks like a high rise compared to
the
Poly. So it loses a little bit of that character. And I also think the inside of this loses the character too. It doesn't have that Polynesian feel to me. But it's going to be nice, I guess. I think it's geared more towards DVC.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, if you know where the main lobby is on the Polynesian, if you're facing the lagoon, it's on the left side. So it's between the Polynesian and the
Grand
Grand
Floridian.
Floridian, and it's in the spot where they used to do that luau. Remember?
Yeah, so they
tore
don't
that
do the
down.
luau anymore. Yeah.
Right, unless they started up and put it in a different place. But
Yeah.
so I'm hoping they have redesigned the road walkways now. You can walk all the way from the Grand Floridian along the path along the Seven Seas Lagoon to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
which is
that would
really
be
nice.
really cool to do. I want to do that someday. Yeah.
Well, and I'm hoping they continue that path
Yeah.
right over to the Polynesian, so you
Oh,
literally
that
could
would be
walk from
nice
the
too.
It'd be a long walk, but what a great way,
Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah.
especially if you're staying there, right? To go
Yeah.
out and take a morning walk.
Yeah.
One of the guys that
It's nice for people with scooters too, because they can just, scoot right over there.
right. Well, one of the guys we became friendly with down in Florida the last couple of years is a runner.
Yeah.
And it, someone like that, what the way he
Well,
gets
a
up every morning,
beautiful
does it,
run.
the run
That would
off
be
the
a
lake.
beautiful run. Yeah.
So that would be nice. Let's see.
Yeah, when we take the monorail, we could see people walking or using their scooters. We can see that.
Right. So people are doing it.
Yeah.
And even people with carriages and stuff are doing it.
Right.
Okay. And our last story of the day, like I said, this one of the goals on this one is to do a shorter news report and just give some of the offbeat stories. We're hoping that people will like the shorter version and pop in to just hear some different stories out of the norm, right?
Yeah.
What you say? So the final one here is, let's see, it's called the overhaul of the Loch Ness Monster roller coaster reopens at Busch Gardens. Now we've been to Busch Gardens once, right?
Once, yes, many years ago.
There's
because our kids were little.
Well, there's a Busch Gardens in Florida, which is actually nice. The one in Williamsburg is prettier.
It is.
It was voted one of the prettiest theme parks.
Very pretty there.
Doesn't have the animals, doesn't have as many rides or shows as the one in Florida.
Right.
But it's a very nice take-in for a couple days.
It sure is. Yeah.
The big reason we haven't been back to Busch Gardens is there's a lot of roller coasters. Nancy's not a big roller coaster fan, so we try to avoid the. Actually, we were looking at Dollyland to stop by, and we've been watching videos, and that seems predominantly to be roller coasters. Yeah, what do they say?
Dollyland.
Okay, Dollywood, right?
Yeah.
So this is the one in Williamsburg, and they have it's kind of cool. I mean, the theming, it looks like it's just as good as any place else, right?
Yeah.
So it says, after full restoration, the Loch Ness Monster roller coaster reopened at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg over the weekend. In addition to replacing 900 feet of roller coaster's signature steel track, riders will encounter new sights, sounds, and surprises during the journey through the Scottish terrain. On Loch Ness Monster, the legend lives on. The adventure begins with a new themed entrance and ride platform. The quest continues during the Lift Hill climb, guided by all-new soundtrack created just for the monster.
Oh, wow.
While braving the first drop, Busch Gardens visitors catch a glimpse of something monstrous lurking under the water before coming face-to-face with the monster in a shadowy cave lair.
Oh, wow.
To celebrate the reopening of the Loch Ness Monster roller coaster, Busch Gardens held a grand opening ceremony complete with traditional Scottish bagpipe performance and a ceremonial first ride of the world's first interlocking loop roller coaster.
Jeez.
Nice.
That sounds intense. You'd like that, though. You do it.
Well, I wouldn't do it on my own. If someone was doing it and they wanted me to go on, I would probably go on.
Yeah.
I don't think of myself really as a roller coaster person, but I would go on if someone was going. I think I probably need a little bit of pressure, right?
Yeah.
To do that.
Well, our kids want to go to Busch Gardens maybe in a couple of years, and you can get your son to go on with you.
No, has anyone listening or watching the replay been on an MSC cruise? We're really haggling right now with a cruise out of, I think it's technically out of New York. No, I think it's New York.
You said New York.
Yeah, out of New York.
Yeah.
This October. And the ships look beautiful. They still have heard mixed things on the whole food thing. So if anyone could give us advice in that direction, we would appreciate that too. Okay.
Yeah, if we can get, there was a little issue with the dinner times too, that sometimes you don't get your dinner times as early as you'd like.
Right.
So,
It's harder to get them.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our rebus, what we put up at the beginning of the show. Denise said all fell down. That is not the correct answer, but do you know what this is? Don't tell me yet, but do you know what this is? Let me see if I can get rid of the...
Me? I'm going to guess. I don't know if I'm going to get it right, but 7 fell down.
No. No. The answer to this is Eiffel Tower.
I would not.
Tower.
Okay, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, that's clever. I wouldn't have gotten that.
No, I would have gone something like falling down too,
Yeah,
something along
it
that
was
lines.
like maybe 7 fell down. No, I would not got a Eiffel Tower. That's kind of cute.
So we kept this show to around 30 minutes. Nancy, what you wanted to do on our first one, still trying to figure out the timing wise and all this.
Mm.
So thanks for coming in, and thanks for anyone that watches on replay. We will be back next Wednesday at 12:15 for more offbeat stories and another Rebus.
Yes.
We will be back Sunday with our friend Tanisha, starting out the show at Tanisha time, and then our trivia afterwards.
Right.
So please join us this Sunday at 4:00.
Well, thank you all for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful day and stay young and have fun and enjoy the weather.